Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, get into some TA. Alright guys, we did have Nvidia earnings after the bell, and I will point out we had a move to the downside, and now you have the 4-hour RSI oversold. That is going to be a common theme you are going to see throughout this video. So, be prepared for that one. We have a lot of things that just have completely reset the 4-hour oscillators. We are now seeing them in oversold territory. We will be talking about that. Now, we did have a bullish setup going into Nvidia earnings, but it did fall flat. It did beat earnings, okay? But it is, pulling back here. I do think it's going to put in a higher low. Right now, it's somewhere right over here. So that is something to note there before we get into things. All right, so we're going to kick it off here with QQQ. And I am going to point out, you're all the way back down here. We're going to come over here to NQ though, and I am going to point out what's going on over here. All right, you do have, the bottom of this fair value gap. You are having a hourly bullish divergence over here, and you are getting a bounce off of that. Now, if you do end up taking out this low over here, there's a solid shot. You're going to come down here to the next fair value gap at 18,925.50. That is where that is going to be starting up. I'm not saying you get down there, but I am going to say, all right, in between here and here, price, you're probably going to see that move. And then you would get, more buyers stepping over here, just like they're starting to step in over there. You do have the hourly bullish divergence going on, so I do have to assume we're going to be continuing this bounce. And from here up to the top of that, that is a 200-point move that you could be paying attention to. That is that. All right, now you do have the same thing going on over here on the hourly time frame. I'm going to come over here. You had a perfect support bounce off the support today. The low of this candlestick was 467.89. We have 467.94 support all the way from that high right over there. All right, now we're down here, so let's talk about support and resistance. Support is going to be 467.94. Let me just get that straight, just to be clear. Are we under there? We are under there. Okay. It is not going to be that. Support is going to be 465.10, 458.42. Notice how, it is literally the top and the bottom of this candlestick that's marking this range, all right? We probably, if you trade under here, probably going to come down here, right? So 465.10. Underneath there, 458.42. Underneath there, 453.57, and things get real hairy. Now, you do have the 0.618 fib down there, but that is $20 lower than today's close, $25 lower. I don't think that's going to become the case. We have the 4-hour RSI already in oversold territory. So I am, not really looking for too much more downside here before getting a bounce across the board. That is that. I know we thought it was going to be a positive catalyst over here on Nvidia, guys. All right. You can't really knock me for thinking of that. I mean, people will, haters will hate. All right. I guarantee there's going to be some, some jerks out there. You're like, oh, it's so obvious. No, it wasn't. All right. If you know anything about market structure, candlesticks, price action, anything, things were setting up in a bullish manner. I don't know what to tell you. All right. I've been doing this a decent amount of time, and there's really no denying how things were setting up. I know, you stalled out here at the 0.786 fib, right? Where, sellers were going to step in. If they were going to step in, all right, that's fine. SPY got within $2 of all-time highs. The market was clearly set up to bounce. All right. And that's that. I'll stand firm on that. There's not really any arguing with that one. You guys could see the same like fallen wedge type structure. I can see right here. There's not really any denying how the market was setting up. It is what it is. All right. It is what it is, guys. We'll be here. We will be here making these updates. I will get some calls right, some calls wrong. It is what it is. At the end of the day, we're just going to keep on thriving. We're going to be perfectly fine. All right. We're going to have a good time. We're going to maneuver this storm together. All right. So that was support. Resistance going to be 473.82. 478.55. Well, actually, now that we're down here, resistance is 467.94, 473.82, 478.55, and above there 484.43, which is where you started stalling out. And just to get a better picture of that, yes, we'll slap on that after hour action right there. All right, now it's SPY, guys. What do we got going on? Support is going to be 554.87, 551.26, 548.88, and if things get real hairy, 544.96. Resistance 558.32, 562.10, and 565.16. Again, that is 558.32, 562.10, and 565.16. All right, so again, we had another, what I would call a sexy look. You printed a hammer candlestick off this daily 9 on the day. I don't know if you're going to have an overnight, recovery over here. We'll check out ES real quick and just see how it's looking. It's, so far you got the hammer candlestick on the day. You were down a whole almost 0.9%. Now you're only down 0.5%. So you are getting quite a recovery here. We're going to have to see how this thing opens up, because I do think, on the daily time frame, this thing closed out pretty sexy. All right. So if you can recover this over here in SPY tomorrow, and, you somehow open up over here, it has a chance to not look terrible. That's what I have to say about it. All right. So that's SPY for you guys. And that is that. That's my piece. IWM. Pullback to the daily 9. You've found buyers off the daily 9, and things aren't really looking too bad. You come over here to RTY, and the picture becomes a lot cleaner here. All right, hammer candlestick. Looks like, so far you got a hammer candlestick going on right off of the daily 9. That is where you want to be getting them buyers stepping in. Same thing could be seen over here on IWM. You did close out with the doji candlestick. We will just take that like that. All right, boom. Closed out with the doji candlestick. So let's look at what you did in the after hours, guys. Not too big of a move down. You're down slightly. Support is going to be 215.85, and underneath there we have 212.25. Resistance 217.72, 219.11, and 220.77. That is that. Now if things get crazy, 222.47. DIA. All right, another thing that doesn't look so bad. All right, you hit it with the pin bar candlestick, the bullish candlestick close over here in the after hours. How down bad are you? Not too down bad. Things are still not looking too bad. You have a pullback to the 9, and you are finding buyers there, and things, look like they're probably going to be pushing up to new all-time highs. That is what I have for you over here on DIA. All right, support is going to be 408.71, 406.02 under there. Resistance is 412.01 and 413.86. From there, we're looking for just continuation. All right, let's see how the VIX is looking, guys. The VIX is starting to perk up here. You do have here on the, I think it was the 15-minute time frame, you put in a bullish divergence right here, and that marked your bottom over there, guys. So that is something that I like to look for on Mr. VIX. 15-minute bearish divergences and bullish divergences. You had a bearish divergence right here. You had a higher high with price. You had a lower low over here with the oscillator, with the RSI, and it didn't mark your top. You had the same thing over here as you had these higher highs with lower lows. All right, same exact thing over here. You have this lower low on the RSI, higher high with price. All right, so these are things that I like to look for VIX to start bouncing. You have a higher high over here on the 15-minute RSI, and you have the lower low over here on price. Well, what happened from that point? You did end up, from the point when you made the divergence, you broke underneath this low, you then had a 5% spike in Mr. VIX. Over here, what are we talking about? We're talking about a big boy spike over here, Mr. VIX, 15%. The thing is starting to catch a bit over here. You're 10% up on the day. All right. And it's look like you're fighting over here, guys. I was thinking you're probably just going to get some rejection here at the daily 9. No, that's not what's happening here. You were getting that for, a few days here, almost a week. And now you're starting to pop up again. So that is definitely something to be noted. Your daily RSI is curling back up. And, things aren't looking too bad over here on Mr. VIX. We did point out that, buyers, if they're going to step in like they have every other time you've crossed through the zone, you've had reactions at both sides. All right. We were looking for the reaction right here. It made perfect sense. I didn't, think it would be staying up here this long, but hey, all right, we're going to have to see how this thing plays out. And that is really that. All right, that's Mr. VIX. Now let's go over the big boys. All right, so how is Apple looking, guys? Apple did get above the 0.786 pip. It still has not gotten the daily close above there, though. That's that. Support is going to be 224.48, 222.27, and 220.33. Now in after hours, you're right above there. Only $1 above it. That's that. Resistance 227.78 above there. You really got nothing until 230.44 and then 233.08. Microsoft, okay? How are we looking over here? Well, I'm just going to show you the 4-hour time frame. Your RSI is almost oversold. You come a little further down and you will be oversold. All right. I'm not saying you get down here to the golden pocket, but it is going to be down here at 400. That is $8 below the current price. There you go. All right. Have fun. Have a blast, guys. That's that. Okay. Support is going to be 404.51 and underneath there, 397.47. Love that candlestick right there. Resistance 413. Amazon. Now this is probably the, my favorite right here. I'm not saying it gets down here the golden pocket, but 163, that is, where that starts up. I am just going to point out your 4-hour RSI is already oversold. And I know things like to dance over here, and we had this major sell for a while here. We had that. Okay, it was looking pretty scary. We got something a day that looked like a market crash because VIX was up like 200%. What the heck is that about? What was this? All right. What the heck is this? Okay, insanity. That's what we got. So we had a big boy sell. Stuff stayed in oversold territory for a while, but I'm not saying that's going to be the case this time around. All right, a lot of these times you do end up getting these decent sized bounces back from where we're seeing a lot of these big boys over there in oversold territory. All right, so 168.77 is support underneath there. We're just going to be watching for 163. That's really, what's standing out to me. You don't really have much here on the daily time frame to go off of. That's that. All right. And, I will throw out there, guys, you have that downtrend. You're going to bounce back for a higher low with all likelihood, and you're going to then break that, and you're going to have a really clean setup on your hand. I thought you were going to, just pull back and, break that by now. It's not happening just yet, but it is right around the corner. Things really don't look too bad, in my personal opinion. Goog. All right. This is one that did break out of that downtrend, and it, it's taking its dear sweet time. But at the end of the day, it is probably going to be getting bought up, and will probably be returning up here to 175.91 all the way up to 178.21. All right. That is the zone that's really, it's, unfilled structure. It's weak right here. All right. So it looks like it's probably going to be tested. We're going to have a market auction there at some point. That's that. All right. You also have a weekly fair value gaps in there. Also something to be noted. Okay. You come over here, the 4-hour time frame. RSI is oversold. You have the golden pocket right down here starting at 162. That's only $1 below current price, guys. It's not too bad. All right. That's for this whole little bounce you got here, this whole $10 bounce, $12 bounce. That is the retracement right there. So you want to get buyer stepping over there around 162, 159.60 to 162. That's that. If you break 159.53 right here, the low of this candlestick, guess what? You're probably revisiting this low. Going to be 156.60, and at that point, you probably revisit 155.20, which would be a major spot. All right, a major spot over here on the weekly time frame, and I would like that. And that would be that. All right, we're gonna come over here to Meta. Meta, guys, you did end up, pulling back here, but I'll point out again. Double bottom, ugly double bottom. You take that. Okay. This is a pretty big boy move right there. Okay. This thing can move if it really just, decides to start pushing up. I thought it'd be Nvidia to do it. It's not. All right. But now you have the 4-hour RSI oversold. Support is 510. Underneath there, you really don't have much until you come down to 500, that 500 cycle level, and then 492.39 under there. Resistance 518.34, 523.86, 531.49. Above there, you have these following levels. That is that. All right, we'll take that off for the time being. Tesla, what do you got? All right, you got an inverse head and shoulders type of structure going on here. All right, you got that fresh downtrend break. You're taking your sweet time. Same look as Goog. All right, you didn't get up here yet. It's probably coming. 4-hour RSI is getting oversold. As you pull back into that golden pocket, all right, it starts at 199.60. 270 is the level to watch, but if you test there, you're probably gonna, sweep that level and come down the dollar, and you get a wick down to the 0.618 fib here at 199.60. Not saying you get that bullish wick there, but I am saying, all right, if you hit 270, you very likely are going to test 199.60. So your best buy, if you see that, don't make it at 270, make it down here. No financial advice will be given on this channel. I would just call it how I see it. That is that. Everything is my opinion. That is that, guys. That is that. All right. Now, moving on over here to the semis. Guys, you sold out over here at the golden pocket. you do have, you know, not the worst look to you, but then you come over here to after hours and you're all the way back down here at 230. You went from 250 to 230 real quick. 4-hour RSI is already oversold again. All right, guys. So again, I'm going to say it again. I'm not saying it gets hit, but I am going to say golden pocket starts down here at 219, which is $12 below the current price. 4-hour RSI is oversold. Okay, so if you get down there, you probably will have a bullish divergence going on, and that is that. All right, but this is a key spot. This is very clearly a heavily traded zone here. Demand or supply, it keeps slipping back and forth here. All right, it was supply until you capped above it, and then it was demand, and then you went above to the next supply zone. Now we're testing again. It's probably gonna, you know, by default, we should be expecting demand. It's probably gonna act as demand. All right, so look for buyers to, you know, start supporting price over there. That's what I'm looking for on SMH. Nvidia, guys, this was the start of the show. You had this downtrend break. You were consolidating above it, consolidating above the 9. All right, in between the 9 EMA, that trend line, and the 0.786 Fib. This thing looks like it wanted to explode upwards. What happened? It exploded downwards. All right, it said, yeah, I'm going to just jump off this. I'm going to go cliff jumping, all right, into, you know, 40 feet off the water. And what are we going to do? We're going to belly flop, and it's going to hurt real bad, and we're going to be all red after. Our stomach is going to be so freaking red, and yeah, we're going to feel that one for a few days, and that's how Nvidia is right now. That's how this is looking. That's how it's going to feel, like a freaking belly flop from 40 feet in the air, and it's going to be like, oh my God, it's like really down bad right now, and it looks real bad, and it's red, all right, and you're going to hear a lot of people, you know, they're going to be like, oh my God, I told you guys, oh my God, Nvidia to 100, there we go. And it can happen. But at the same time, it's probably not going to be the case. It probably will not get down to 100. Can it? Yeah, it can. But it's probably not going to get there. All right, and even if it does, that's going to be right around here. All right, you got this little break and retest action going on here. We'll point it out on the daily time frame. All right, right here. 108.80. What happens if you just wick down here to 106? That's not a bad look at all. All right, that's where you broke out from over here. Not too shabby. That's Nvidia. Avgo. All right, what happened? Well, now you lost support. Where's the next support, you ask? Well, it's going to be all the way over here at 150.10. All right, so let's go over here. You're currently at 152. Support is 150.10. Underneath there, we have 143.82. Resistance 156.40 and above there 161.33. 4-hour RSI is oversold. You have earnings right around the corner on the 5th. After the bell. AMD 4-hour RSI is oversold. All right, we'll just check it. Golden pocket. What's going on? What you know about it? All the way back down here to the 0.786 Fib. Keep in mind, you bounce from the golden pocket from this whole rip it's had. All right. Into the next golden pocket. And now you're back in this golden pocket. We'll call it golden pocket inception. That is a term that that is a phrase, I should say. All right. A grouping of terms that you will hear me refer to here on this channel from time to time. Golden pocket inception is when you have one golden pocket. I've named it myself. Yes, I coined the term. And then you go into the next golden pocket. And then you sell off to the next golden pocket. And then you bounce from that golden pocket. And this is usually when I see something snap. You know, we're probably not going to respect the next one. Probably are going to break above it and start going. One of these times, the golden pocket is not going to hold up. Is it going to be this time right here? I have absolutely no idea, but probably not. You're probably going to get buyers stepping in right around here. All right, 4-hour RSI is oversold. 136.32 is the level to be paying attention to. And that's that. Smci. Now, this is one I want to point your attention to, but I'm just going to say it's good and bad. Daily RSI does have that daily bullish divergence on it. All right. I don't really care about the 4-hour at this point. This thing got bad news. Okay. You had that long lower wick there. Well, you faded it. All right. And now you're almost back down to the bottom of this candlestick. All right. It is not looking the worst. It's not looking the best. Let's call it the good things. I'll just call it like I see it. You have the daily RSI in oversold territory, and you have that bullish divergence. You have a hammer candlestick on the day, And if you happen to open anywhere around here, it will not look terrible. That is that. All right. What is the bad part? You have gone underneath this 0.786 fib. Well, this rally started all the way over here. All right. So that is not going to be the best look. At this point, you're probably just going to come down to 357. I can definitely see it. TSM. What do we got over here? Golden pocket. You're just stalling out here. All right. You're selling off over here with the chips. And that is that. 4-hour RSI is oversold. Well, it's getting down into oversold territory and support. What are we going to be paying attention to? All right. I'm going to point out right here, right there at the low, 154.52. 162.65. All right. 162.65 and then 154.52. MU. All right. How are we looking over here, guys? Well, 4-hour RSI is clearly in oversold territory. And what do we got? What do we got going on? All right, we do have the golden pocket being tested. All right, look at that. This is where you want to see buyers starting to step in. And if they don't step in, all right, you're probably going to have 100% retracement here. If you lose $90, probably coming all the way down to here to 84.91. All right, ARM over here, guys, stalled out of supply zone. This is very clear zone here. Very similar situation to Microsoft over there. And guess what? You got rejected. Now you're pulling back. Now support. What are we going to be paying attention to? You're all the way down here to 118.50. All right. So 118.50 support. Underneath there, 108.69. This is probably a move that happens. This could happen right here. All right. A full 8% move down. All in one go. Okay. And above here, you really have nothing until here. That's why we clear as day have a range. So you reclaim that bottom of the range. You probably go to the top of the range. All right, so above 125.98, we watch 135.41. All right, so QCOM. So I am not going to say what is going to happen here, but I am going to point out you did break out this downtrend, and now you are flagging. You are in this range, and you are hovering right around that daily 9. I'm not going to say which way it's going to break, but I am biased to the upside here. And if you're going to take that trade over here at the bottom of the range is going to be the best possible entry for that. And then you're going to risk right below. I will point out, you don't have, confirmation that you're breaking out. It just, to me, it does look like you are going to be moving to the upside. But at the same time, guys, everything, else is kind of falling off the cliff in the after hours. QCOM is just not doing so just yet. You're sitting right here at the bottom of the range, 168.74. Underneath that, you watch 165.89. But at the end of the day, if you break down, I would just watch the golden pocket here. All right, you're probably coming down here if you start breaking down from that. Now, if you could break above 174.64, 182.64 probably comes quick. And that is that. Very clearly consolidating, waiting for a move. Okay? Now, let's go over my trade idea. CRM. All right, so CRM is up over 270, over 268.36 in the after hours. I did end up getting my alert. And you are looking pretty for a move up to 277.46 and then 284.26 above there, right? The falling levels will come into play above 268.36. You have this kind of inverse head and shoulders look. Let me just draw it out for you guys. There you go. You have that, and then you got that. You have the fresh downstream break over here. On the weekly time frame, you very clearly could see you have a clear as day break and retest going on right here. And I can, you break above here, you break above this double bottom right there. I know we got a lot of stuff here. Let's just go like that for you. All right, let's make it super clean. Come back over here, the weekly time frame. You have that. You have that. This is your neckline. You break above there. You're probably going like that. That's that. Okay, you make your way up there, probably close to $300. And that's what I am going to be looking over here on CRM. All right, so that's the trade idea I really want to highlight for you guys there. All right, now I'm going to go over Bitcoin real quick, and we're going to close out the video with this. All right, Bitcoin. On the daily time frame, guys, you are bouncing here off of the 0.786 fib. All right, but you are rejecting 59.313 resistance. All right, it was support. It's now flipped it to resistance. I'm not going to say this is looking the best. I'm really not. I'm going to say your 4-hour RSI does have a 4-hour bullish divergence going on. All right, so I'm just going to point out what is on this chart. I'm not going to share my bias here. You guys, if you know me, you know the bias. Okay, you know it. You have the 4-hour RSI given a 4-hour bullish divergence while you're in the golden pocket here. I know you broke down from there, but hey, all right, chances are you get a little bounce up here. So you watch 61,809 for resistance. Okay, CLSK guys, 4-hour RSI is now oversold. All right, now you're back down into the golden pocket. If you take there to there, you are also back down into that golden pocket. Come over here to coin. All right, you're back testing that trend line here, that downtrend break. I'm going to be honest, this looks like crap. All right, a bunch of these Bitcoin stocks, they turned into looking great into crap. So, you know, that is my bias right there. But hey, what are you going to be paying attention to? Underneath 191.21, you have 180, which is going to be the 0.618 fib. Mara, what do you have going on over here, guys? You did start breaking down from this little uptrend you had going on over there. And hey, things aren't looking the best right now. They're not. Where are you going to be paying attention to, though? You're going to watch there. You know what? You're going to watch there. 1628 support. That is what you pay attention to. That is the high of this candlestick right here. Above there, 1712. That's what you're holding on to, but you are underneath in the after hours. So I do assume you're coming down to 1628. That's Mara for you. All right. MSTR. What do you got going on over here? It's same thing, guys. All of these look exactly the same. You have this right here. You're going to be watching 120.23 support. That is going to line with the golden pocket. 129.22 is support, but you know, you're probably going to lose that if I had to take a guess. You're probably going to come down here, and that is what I would be interested in. All right, guys, so that is the video for you. I'm not going to really say where we go from here. I'm going to just remind everyone, you know, I don't think things look really the worst here. 4-hour RSIs are getting oversold. This is SPY. This is QQQ. You have, you know, Apple's the only one that's really not getting into oversold territory out of these big boys. Microsoft is, Amazon is, Google is, Meta is, Tesla is. They all are. All right. And you come over SMH, Nvidia, Avgo, AMD, SMCI, TSM, MU, ARM, QCOM, except not QCOM. All the other ones that I just mentioned. They're all in oversold territory. And then you also have all the Bitcoin stocks that we cover on a daily basis in oversold territory. Everything is oversold again, guys. There's not much else to say about it. This is the buying opportunity. We said we were going to be bullish on the pullback. I know Nvidia didn't give us the pop, but at the same time, we're still bullish on the pullback and nothing really has changed here. Like, just look at this chart. This is Netflix, all right? You're stalling out the previous all-time high here. You're bullish on the pullback, all right? You didn't even get a new closing high, all right? You did not get a new closing high. The thing is going to pull back and then rip back up. That's how that's going to go. That's that, all right? But the only real setup that I'd be paying attention to right now, like, you know, something that looks good to me and not just an oversold buy, it's going to be right here on CRM, okay? That's that. And I like it above 268.36 for a move up to 277.46, all right? With that being said, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your time. Appreciate, you know, you guys prepping for the market with me. It's a half-an-hour video. I know, you know, it's not the shortest video, so I appreciate you. If you like the video, please remember to like the video. I guess if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like it. But yeah, I guess that's what we'll say from now on. If you like the video, just remember to like the video. And then the algorithm will see it and push it out to more people. And then we'll get more eyeballs on this channel. And we can grow our community over here, our little corner of YouTube. All right. If you have any friends who you think would enjoy these videos, any family you would, you know, think they'd find it useful, feel free to share with them. All right, go check out the links below. That's going to be Twitter, guys. I post some charts over there. And then if you want to come trade with me, Discord link is also down below. That being said, appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.